Welcome to Game Crunch, your weekly video game podcast. My name is Mike Anastasia. With me today, we got Nick.
Hi.
And Brandon.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about games and things.
Mostly the things today.
Yeah,
no games, or the lack thereof.
So
the
actually,
lack thereof.
So I guess Mike and Brandon brought me back to make a special announcement. We're no longer going to talk about physical games in the year 2028.
That's true. If it releases on a disc, we're not talking about it.
Because they don't exist. They're not real.
Yeah. So, obviously, the big news this week is that Sony has announced they are in the process of phasing out physical games. And in 2028, there will be no more new PlayStation games.
I think we should go the opposite direction. We should do only physical podcasts. We burn our podcast onto a CD weekly and just leave it at the local Denny's. And, hope for the best.
I think we should just write a paper. And then, Brandon, you go on we'll get you a little Newsies outfit.
All right.
And then you'll be like, I don't know what they say. Come get your paper. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I gotcha. Hear ye.
Yeah.
We all about it.
Yeah, no, you'll do
local
one of those.
man shoots himself in the face. His name's Sony.
Yeah. And you'll sell them for 10 cents.
It's true.
Yeah. So there is a lot to unpack.
Needs to go up in price.
Yeah. But there is a lot to unpack with this news, because obviously it is a big transition point for the industry. I feel like everyone knew that this day was inevitable at some point, but I don't think anyone expected it in 2028.
Nope.
So, I mean, I have lots of thoughts. I don't even know where to kind of start on this.
Well, I guess so. I guess we can start with what they said, basically, which was that Sony said that due to consumer preference, right, they're going to start phasing out physical discs, and from 2028 on, every new release, be it first party or not, will be digital only.
I think we should step back from that.
What's that?
I think we need to pick that apart before we even continue further.
So
I don't know if you've read the stuff.
Yeah, all I was going to add to that was that they're going to still, like, up until 2028, they're going to make physical games.
Mm-hmm.
But then after that, no more. And they've already started repurposing the factory.
Yes.
It's just something not game related, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, unless.
Yeah.
You know what I want to say.
But so yeah, their whole thing was that because of consumer preference, they're not making physical games anymore. And then they cited what I won't even say assume, what I know to be a false inflated figure, is that a majority of new game sales, and I think they said somewhere like 80 to 85%.
Yeah, I think it was 85%.
Were digital.
So I can pick that apart, because there's actually more to that, because you said new game sales. They didn't say new game sales. They said new purchases are digital. And the reason they did that, and someone has looked into the numbers, is because they were counting every digital DLC purchase that you can make, every single microtransaction purchase. So like all those gacha games, all of those purchases, they counted those as digital purchases. All of those Fortnite battle passes, they counted those as digital purchases.
Yes.
All those Fortnite skin purchases, those were counted as digital purchases. So basically, they inflated the numbers by fudging them massively. By counting a lot of different things that legitimately you cannot get physically.
Yes.
In order to make their statement be seen as true, essentially. But when you look at things like the when you look at things like the Insomniac leak, for instance, we already saw that a lot of purchases for games were heavily skewed physically, especially on the first party front for PlayStation. Mm-hmm. So we already knew that was incorrect information from the get-go.
Yeah, but I think Spider-Man was like around 50-50.
It was like 65. It was like 65.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of games like God of War, Spider-Man, like their bigger ones were generally about 65% physical.
Yeah. Yep.
Stuff that was like, for example, like I know I saw Resident Evil, like Capcom games, they were more digital, but I also was like, they always have their shit on sale digitally. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that you'd have a bigger split, with something like that. But it definitely seemed like the stuff that you knew that sold well on PlayStation, like obviously had like a good amount of like sales, seemed to skew more towards physical. Stuff that was, maybe a lesser title or smaller seemed to skew more towards digital. But I agree, they do definitely skewed the numbers in that way, but it was obviously deliberate. They wanted a reason to do this. And I don't think it was the reason that this happened, but I think that Grand Theft Auto 6 made them feel brave enough to do it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, hey, we got this in the pipeline. Obviously, they didn't just magically decide to do this overnight. So they were like, well, you know what? If they can get $100 digital pre-orders without anyone even like hesitating to see a screenshot of this game, then sure, obviously those floodgates can open.
Yep.
I have lots of thoughts downstream too, but I don't want to go too far in that direction either yet. But yeah, so obviously this is going to change the landscape of this thing. And I think even interestingly too, if you think about it, 2028, while that is kind of the like expected kind of release period for PlayStation 6, whatever that may be, really it does kind of cut the generation short. Like what kind of, in the past you would have games release on the systems, even, years past, like PlayStation 4, for example. So now what? Are you just going to be like, we're done, it's over?
Well, I think the rumor right now is that next year we're supposed to be hearing things about the PlayStation 6. Not like like it's supposed to. It might be coming out like the end of 2027. My concern with all of that is, one, like a big part of like when you buy a console, like I have a PS5, right? I can play PS4 games on it. Even better example, the Series X can play everything. Like I can put an original Xbox game in, whatever. So off the rip, you have to assume that it's not shipping with a disc drive. So you like all of those physical games that you have for PlayStation, you can no longer play if you're trading in your PS5. Just full stop. You can't play them anymore. I also can't help but think this is also them trying to have some sort of cost cutting, because as the build price for the PS6 inflates month after month after month, they need to start making cuts somewhere. And I guess the best place they can see to do that is to eliminate things like the disc drive. But you're now going to need a larger chunk of flash memory, which is arguably more expensive than
and I think that's exactly why they did it. Really, it ends up fucking over the consumers twofold.
Yes.
Yeah.
This fucks over consumers in a myriad of ways that I think a lot of people don't realize too.
Oh yeah. I mean, really, that was I think my second thought after I was like, wow. And then I was like, well, like I'm all digital on my Switch, but also like the games are generally compressed and sized reasonably well, that I can get a lot on my terabyte that I have digitally. But you think about what you can get on, say, like a PlayStation, or like the havoc that Square Enix would wreak on something like that. Like,
I mean,
like Kingdom Hearts is what, 500 gigabytes
500 gigs on the Switch. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. And what's the largest size PlayStation hard drive that they have, like standard right now? 2 gigs or 2 terabytes?
I think it's 1, dude.
Well, I think because it's not, you don't necessarily need a PlayStation branded one, but what can the PS5 handle?
Yeah, that's a good point too.
I think up to 4, if I'm not
Googling.
But I said with standard, because you can upgrade
at this point. It's what can you afford?
So the PS5 internal M.2 supports capacities from 250 to 8 terabytes.
That's a lot. That's like $2,000.
Oh, an 8 terabyte. Fuck, that's most recommend you to get a 2 terabyte because of the size and the speed. Like, I think those larger terabyte NVMe's don't have the correct read-write speeds. They could, but again, they'll probably be like $4,000 or $5,000. So there's that. But no, so like from what I've seen, from just like random things coming out here and there, from like what I'm saying, like things that you don't understand. So like, obviously, used game sales take a hit, right?
Yeah.
People can't borrow your games anymore, which is hilarious because people have been digging up that video from PS4's announcement back in 2013.
Yes.
Of them sharing
I saw
games.
someone say that Microsoft should do the opposite.
Oh,
just
yeah.
be an asshole.
That would be really
so much
funny.
for the Xbox One generation.
So, but also what comes along with that is people, using services like GameFly, people supporting their local libraries who, if you didn't know, you can go to a library and rent like brand new games for your game console.
Yeah.
Also, if you live on a military base, chances are you can't have an internet connection to your console because everything's locked down because you're on a military base. So you can't download your games. And there's also like infrastructure with ISPs and like, there's definitely a lot of places, at least in America, where like you don't have the internet required to download these massive fucking games.
Yeah.
Or you'll have like there's ISPs around my area that will throttle your data after you hit a cap that you don't know about. So there's a lot of different levels to this that, again, is just in the end shitty for the consumer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, not only that, but even looking at it, right? And this has already been brought up. If Sony were to go through with this all digital thing, which it looks like they're going to, it would essentially make them a monopoly when it comes to their system, because of the fact that there's no other place that could, have any form of other pricing. You have to pay the prices they want, but on top of that, if you remember, they got that dynamic pricing, so that makes it even more of a monopoly, because let's say I play a lot of God of War. They're going to charge me full price for God of War, but someone who's never played it, they're going to get it for cheaper. That's not right. That's just fucked. That's really, really scummy, and I mean, that's just not good.
Yeah, I think there is already a lawsuit on that front, to be honest.
There is already one being made, because not having any form of like physical media means not having like sales, like during like major sales, unless it's going through directly Sony. So you're not going to get your sales like from Target or Walmart or GameStop or whatever. You're literally tied to what Sony will give you as the price. And the fact that some people are not going to be given the same prices as others is really scummy already.
Yeah. I mean, you can even look at like the Dead Space remake that came out a few years back. That brand new on the PlayStation Store right now is $60. I can go to Best Buy right now and get it for $20.
Yep.
Yeah.
And having that taken away from you is just insane. Like that's
for sure.
That's just not fair. And that's what's going to happen with this all digital future. Because there's a lot of people that are playing devil's advocate. And I don't even think they're playing devil's advocate. I think they just have Sony's dick in their mouth, and they won't take it out long enough to talk. But anyway, my point being, I think these people aren't really thinking about it from a standpoint of how dangerous it could be for the entire industry. If everyone got to, like, if every console got to be like, this is the only price you can pay and you have to go through me, that would be devastating to the entire industry. Because, like, you think about things like Steam sales, each individual developer gets to set the price of their game. So, like, even from a Steam sale front, if you're buying on Steam, you're paying digital prices still for those things. But what makes it different is something like the individual developers get to pick the prices, and then on top of that, places like Humble Bundle or Green Man Gaming or what have you also get to set the prices for these games. So you have multiple different forms of being able to purchase these games, thus making it so there is a option even on a digital front. But if it's only going through the specific storefront and they get to pick all this, that, and the other prices, then you've got a problem.
Does Humble Bundle not do stuff with like PlayStation as well? I don't know. I'm just asking.
Humble Bundle does currently do stuff with PlayStation, but I've not really ever seen a PlayStation sale on Humble Bundle. It's mostly just you can buy digital codes for their games that you can then redeem. And if you are like subscribed to like Humble Monthly or whatever, you get 10% off of your purchases. So you'd be able to get 10% off of those digital codes no matter what, because you're already subscribed to their subscription service. So that's essentially the only way that I've ever seen like sales go through Humble Bundle and give you any kind of discount on PlayStation or I've actually seen discounts on Nintendo things more than I have on PlayStation.
I would say I picked up
about it.
Yeah,
I know I did a Humble Bundle for like the 3DS. I remember I got a couple things from that.
Mm-hmm. So those bundles they don't really have anymore for individual game consoles like Xbox, PlayStation, or anything like that. I haven't seen any of those since like the Wii U 3DS days. But what they do have is they have a storefront on Humble Bundle where on there you can pick what you're looking for, and like you can be like, hey, I'm looking for PlayStation games, for instance, and then you can buy the digital code or whatever of said PlayStation game, and then you get that essentially. Like let's see what they have on here, because yeah, looking at this, I'm not seeing PlayStation as a platform on here anymore, so that may have already dried up. I see Switch, Switch 2, Mac, Linux, Oculus Rift, and Steam, as well as Windows.
So not
those
even
are the only platforms. Yeah, no Xbox, no PlayStation on here.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, I think to kind of to that means, I do feel like obviously we're talking about Sony here. I think that Xbox, and actually more so Nintendo, have definitely seen this future coming at some point and have started to make steps to prepare for it.
I don't think Sony's prepared at all.
No, they didn't.
They get hacked like so often, and like if everything's tied to your account, right? And then they get hacked, and you don't have internet. I mean, they don't have internet like servers that you can play through. Then you don't have games. Well, like that's like thinking about that. You can literally have a doorstop if Sony gets hacked during the PS6 era.
Sony's never been hacked for a long period of time.
No. That's never happened.
Well, what's interesting enough too is like I've been like seeing other articles coming out about all of this, and according to like business partners and stuff, like they didn't even know that this was coming.
No,
like
and that's also one of the reasons why I think that I don't think this was necessarily a PlayStation decision. I think this was a Sony decision, and they're like,
yes,
we're taking this factory, make it work. Like we think we can make more money off of data centers than we can from disc production. Well, so we're going to refactor this factory.
And what's interesting even about that, to add layers to it, is that about 2 weeks ago, Sony updated their business strategy with the PlayStation that dropped the PC stuff that they were doing, but then added AI as an official business strategy.
Yep.
So
like, they're going all in on AI for the next generation, is what they've been saying. Like they're heavily going to be going all in on AI. So that makes even more sense as to why they would change the factory over from a physical media factory into micro lens factory, which is what they're doing already, so that they can make the stuff that's needed for AI and whatnot.
So Sony really just wants to drop out of the game industry, is what you're saying, because public perception from this losing physical games is obviously incredibly negative. And then if you throw AI in the mix there, like, get fucked. Like they're not going to sell a single console.
Not only that, but when you think about it, right? Because what we've been seeing a lot lately in the just the tech industry is that it's actually more expensive to use AI for a long period of time than it is to just have normal workers. And a lot of people are having to drop the AI and rehire their original working staff that they had, but pay them more to come back, because some of them are just like, no, I'm not doing it. And because they're going through their AI budgets in like 3 months, and it's like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's a ridiculous amount, and it's not feasible to continue using it. So, as always, Sony looked at the thing that is being the most detrimental currently and said, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's do some
as other people are pulling back from it even. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Are you stupid? The answer is yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, there are things that AI is legitimately good at, but
medical
this is not one.
That's what I've heard. I've heard the medical fields actually had a lot of breakthroughs due to AI.
Yeah, it's good for science and research. It's great for like word processing and like transcribing and things like that. And I mean, obviously, if you need like quick and easy like generation of something, like there's that. But it's in that case, it's kind of like anything. Like you get what you pay for. Like, yeah, you can get something quick and easy with AI, but if you pay an actual artist, you're going to get something better and more able to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I don't think that is the right avenue for them to go down.
Me neither.
But I mean, who knows? Maybe they have some insightful development thing that's really driving this. I don't believe it. But
so what I also read was that by next year they're supposed to have like only a 10% output of any kind of Blu-rays. So that would mean they're also trying to pull back from physical media on the movies front as well.
That's been coming for a while though too, because I remember, what was it, a couple years ago I think at this point, that like Best Buy completely removed their physical section. I mean, I know Target still has a physical movie section.
Target and Walmart have massive physical movie sections. And they're awesome.
But no, there's also a big difference between streaming a movie and a video game, though, too. Yeah.
But also, it seems like you said, Mike, it just seems like they just want to get out of the business, because the backlash from this hasn't let up.
No,
people are canceling their PlayStation Plus memberships. People are already. I mean, even before all this came up, I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to buy a PlayStation 6 because it's going to be $1,200. Now I definitely know I'm not going to buy a PS6.
Bro, that $1,200 was a very hopeful amount that you were.
Well, Brandon, it doesn't come with a controller, and I also have to supply my own power cord and HDMI cable.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, and it's still going up by $300 more next week.
Funny?
So,
what's funny is you'll get a kick out of this. I was having a conversation about this like a few weeks ago with a friend of mine, and he's like, "No, PlayStation 6 is going to be $750."
And you are stupid.
I was like, my brother in Christ. I was like, it's going to be $1,000. He was like, in what world would they be $1,000? I was like, the PlayStation 5 Pro is already $1,000 right now to get to buy a PS5 Pro plus a disc drive.
Do you think their next console is going to be cheaper than the upgraded version of their last gen? No, it isn't.
Smoking premium dick. Premium dick.
Like, that's the thing, right? They're pricing out their actual demographic also at this point.
Yes.
Like, all of them are, and that's a whole nother conversation. But we can have that conversation as well.
I mean,
I'm
think. Sure, whatever Microsoft is brewing for next gen, they have to be looking at this disaster and being like, okay, guys, we might not have completely fucked up. We have a chance to pull it back.
Someone's over there sawing their legs off. We only shot ourselves in the face.
What's funny is like you have Xbox making all these stupid decisions. You have PlayStation making all these stupid decisions. And then, but like, people are the loudest about Nintendo, and meanwhile Nintendo's like, hey man, we're just doing our thing. Like they're not doing anything different than they've done like for the past 15, 20 years. And like,
I will say $80 from Mario Kart World was ridiculous.
So can I play devil's advocate with you? With
Absolutely. I'd love to hear it.
I feel. Hold on, let me just get my facts straight real quick before I throw this out there. All right, cool. So, originally, Grand Theft Auto 6 was supposed to come out in fall of 2025.
Yes.
There is not a shred of doubt in my body that would have been the first $100 game, $80 game, whatever, what have you. But because it's been delayed so many times, Nintendo unfortunately had to bear that title with Mario Kart World. I truly believe in a parallel universe where GTA 6 came out where it was supposed to. That game would have been the Band-Aid to rip it off, and that would have been it. And like, it's always been rumored that GTA 6 was going to cost this much. Like, that's always been like a substantial rumor that this game was going to be expensive. And obviously Nintendo, with their new consoles coming out, they're already looking at this and being like, all right, cool. Well, I mean, we'll follow suit and do the same. But also, I feel like they were doing that to also make up for what they saw coming with the increase in pricing of hardware as well.
Okay, I will say that is a fair point to have if it had actually happened. But I will also say that, still looking at the content I got from Mario Kart World, that is not an $80 game.
No. Listen, first of all, GTA 6 is not an $80 game. It's not a $100 game.
No. But I mean, we don't even know what kind of game it is. We haven't seen any fucking game.
It's got no multiplayer, and you got to pay extra money for shit that comes with it.
That's true.
So, but no, my thing is, regardless of if that package that you bought was worth $80 is here nor there. I truthfully don't believe it's worth it. I think I've spoken on that before. I don't believe that game is worth $80. I don't think there's enough content in that game to warrant that price. However, regardless of that, yes. I do truthfully believe that Nintendo was kind of put into a hard place with that.
But they only released it for one game at $80, right? You hear what I'm saying here? Because if you look at the other games,
$80
for Nintendo,
I think is it Fire Emblem going to be $80?
Yeah, sure is. It ain't here yet, and it comes out after Grand Theft Auto.
No, it doesn't. It comes out before Grand Theft Auto.
Does it? I thought it came out in
September.
Oh, I thought it came out late November, like after GTA. Okay, my bad. That's
my favorite.
Nothing's currently slated for November. It'll probably be Ocarina of Time, and that will probably
that will also probably be $80. Mm-hmm. My favorite so far was when Xbox announced the Outer World 2 was $80.
Oh my god!
It was like, the fuck it is, and Xbox was like, "You're right, silly us. we added one too many. You're right. I'm sorry, my bad."
I love the announcement the Outer Worlds 2 made also, where they announced that they were dropping the price in a trailer.
But no, so like, and again, like, I'm not trying to be like a Nintendo dick rider, but I truthfully believe that was the case, because again, this game for years was rumored to be $100, and let's be real about it. GTA 6 is $100. I don't want to hear that's $80.
Yeah, you're right.
It's $100 game.
That's what I said.
It's $100 game with a discount. Well, no, I was like, this is $100 game, and basically you can get it an entryway in for $80. It's like the cheaper way.
Where does Nick stand on that? Where I said that GTA 6, without it being the $100 edition, is an incomplete game.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah, but we don't know. But I still agree. We really don't know what's in that $20
My thing
content.
Is, so think about this.
We don't even know what's in the $80 content.
For $80, well, we do know what we don't get, and what we don't get is a multiplayer mode at all.
Yeah, in either version.
And from what we know, from what they've told us, the Ultimate Edition comes with different shops and single-player side story missions that are locked out if you don't pay the extra $20.
Yep.
And most people will go, hey, well, what's another $20? This game's $100. It's $80 for an incomplete. You're taking things away and charging $80.
This is how I felt, and Mike said, since we don't know exactly what those things are and how they relate to the story at hand, it can't be an incomplete game. I disagreed with that.
However,
I won't make that decision until we see what they actually cut. Because if it's just bullshit, I don't care. Yeah.
Regardless of that, $80 for that game,
and then taking away content on top
with less content, like $80 at launch. Like I said, no multiplayer.
Yeah,
all that other bullshit. Like,
I think the multiplayer is going to be subscription based.
At least Mario Kart launched with multiplayer. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I need to spend an extra $10 to get Moo Moo fucking Meadows. So,
And also, too, for what it's worth, most people that got Mario Kart got it at a discount.
For sure.
And also, too, subsequently, since that release, Nintendo has done their change to digital pricing. So, yeah, while Fire Emblem isn't $80 if you buy it physical, it is only going to be $70 if you buy it digital.
Which is good.
So,
But again,
that's good.
So
I agree. This
goes
stuff.
back to my problem with Sony, and then what will be my problem with Xbox if they decide to do this, is that, sure, let's say you do have 20% of the population that only buys physical, which it's not. But let's just say it is. You're still removing choice. And when consumers have less choice, that's when things can kind of get fucky. Yep. And for people who don't understand what I'm saying, have you tried to buy an airplane ticket since Frontier or Spirit Airlines shut down? Have you tried, you know what I mean? Have you tried?
I looked at them and then I said, nope, I'll take a bus.
When you don't have competition and when you don't have choices, things can just kind of go crazy willy-nilly, right? So if you are stuck only buying a game that came out years ago for $60, $80 on the PlayStation Store, that's bullshit. And I know, again, there's somebody somewhere saying Nintendo does the same thing. And you're right, because right now, if I go on Nintendo Switch, the store, for some reason, Breath of the Wild is $70.
Yep.
And I agree.
Actually, it's $48 right now.
Well, it's on sale.
It is on sale.
However, I can also go to GameStop and buy it used. I can go to my friend and borrow the cartridge that they have.
But also important thing to note with Nintendo, you can also go to your friend's house and borrow the digital version too.
You don't even have to go to your friend's house if you guys are in the same house, or if they're part of your family plan. If they're part of your family plan, you don't actually have to go to their place. They can send it to you over the internet.
For sure.
It's really good.
And
it's incredibly forward thinking.
Yes.
That side of things.
We were all, I feel like, at least I know I was. I don't want to speak for you two, but I know I was a little confused and not sure about key cards when those first came out. I was like, what the fuck is this all about? Now you have a way to buy and sell digital goods.
Yep, and honestly, that even seems incredibly forward thinking at this point in time.
Yeah.
Do I think Nintendo will go all digital? I don't think so.
I don't think if they're going to be the last holdouts. Honestly, I think, especially if they keep this hybrid model, like I feel like it's a much harder sell all on a handheld than it is in your house.
I think also too, let's not forget. Again, Sony is not the only company that did this, but one of the companies that started selling collector's editions without the game in it.
Yeah.
You know?
I think the first one that did that was actually EA, because of course it was EA.
Of course. Or so again, now you're locked either downloading it digitally or buying a complete second, physical thing.
Yeah.
Or, when you buy a console, again, Nintendo did this too, where when it comes bundled with a game, it's download only.
Yep.
You can't. There's just so many ways you can skew those numbers. But I think for me too, the one argument that I keep seeing, and it's a stupid ass straw man fucking argument about consoles compared to PCs.
Oh yes, let's go into
and
that.
People saying, well, Steam's the same way, PC's the same way. No, the fuck it's not.
Nope, not in the least bit.
Because
I tried to explain that a little bit earlier when we were talking. You have those other places you can buy those keys. Even for Steam, even in the Steam platform itself, it still has competition elsewhere. With places like Green Man Gaming or Loaded or Humble Bundle, as we've talked about. You can buy games cheaper for Steam from other places that are not Steam.
Yes. You also have Fanatical.
Fanatical's good too.
They're one of the storefronts that have a few weeks ago, it was 10% off the standard and collector's editions of Tokon.
Yeah. Well, God, we got to talk about that.
So, there's many different storefronts. I mean, even if you're somebody with 2 brain cells fighting for third place and you're using the Epic Store, they give away games for free all the time.
They do every week on Thursday. I log in just for that. And sometimes Fortnite.
There's still competition when it comes to that, and there's still choice.
GOG,
and there's still
good old game.
GOG.
Like that's a great one, because GOG literally gives you a DRM-free installer that you can put on like a flash drive. You can put it on any computer, and you have unlimited amounts of installs of that game you have purchased. That is something that you cannot say about what the digital future of consoles will have.
Yes, but
especially when like Sony. I'm so sorry, Nick. I just wanted to say this, especially when Sony, like they updated their EULA like last week, where it was like you have 36 months or we'll shut your entire account down and you forfeit all of your purchases. That's insane.
Yes.
That is like a crazy thing to do. And then on top of that, they also put the thing in last year where they have complete control and can deactivate any of your licenses at any point in time. That's crazy. How can you be setting up for a digital future and look and be like, this is a good idea to go with this company when they're trying to have so much control over everything? It's insane.
So my takeaway from the whole thing is you can't, first of all, you can't trust any company, right?
No,
Companies
absolutely not.
Everybody has their own bottom line.
That means Steam too.
Yes. And their bottom line is to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have a company like Sony who says one thing but does another, or leads with lies and tries to sell you something with inaccurate numbers. Like, again, we said their numbers of physical sales versus digital sales.
Yeah,
fabricated, wrong. How the dynamic pricing, how you can continue to support a company who has shown you, hey, we are dishonest, we are going to lie to you, and we will do whatever the fuck we want.
Yep.
You're not getting my money.
Yep.
I will find other things to do. I have a plethora of physical games that I can play. I will switch completely over to Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, if Xbox pivots hard enough, I'll start buying Xbox consoles again if they stay physical, which I don't know if they'll be able to because Sony makes the Blu-rays.
I'm also not sure if they'll even still exist with what
that's
they're going through right now.
Also true. They're also being really shitty.
Although also, on Microsoft's part, and this rumor has resurfaced again, but apparently they had been experimenting with making it so you could take your physical games and encode them digitally so you could still use them that way too. So at least that way, if they do transition to discless, you're at least not losing what you already have, which maybe is, not quite.
It's not what we're looking for, but
it at least helps. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
It definitely helps. But I think the problem boils down to you will own nothing and you will like it.
Yep.
And when, again, you have a company like Sony who has shown us time and time and time again that they can't be trusted with your personal information.
Yeah.
They can't be trusted with your licenses, because just the same week they announced this, they revoked all these licenses for
500
movies.
500 movies. Not a single cent was given back to the people that had purchased them either. It's insane.
Yeah, which is wild.
Mm-hmm. People should be getting refunds.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And
they need a better refund process on Sony before they go with this digital future. But they're not going to have one, because that would mean they have less control. And at the end of the day, Sony wants complete control of everything you have.
Yeah.
That is what this next generation is all about.
Yeah, and I think the whole EULA change to Sony, where they're like, hey, if you're inactive in your account for 36 months, it just gets wiped. That's terrifying.
Yes.
And I think too, I think, and I saw someone mention this on Reddit, and I agree with this. It's been something that's been kind of brewing under the surface of gaming for a little while now, but I think it needs to be revisited specifically. But, when they're using the words purchase or buy, that's not really what you're doing. You're renting or leasing these things instead of owning them. And not that I think it necessarily is going to make a difference in terms of how people will buy things, but I think it will do more for the perception that, like, hey, there's not an expectation that this game is yours. Like, you are renting this for a period of time.
You are paying money for a license that can be revoked anytime.
Yeah.
Which is not the case with physical games.
No. Yeah. And even coming from like Steam, like we were talking about that. I have games that are not available on Steam anymore. They will never come back. And they have never been taken from me in all of my 21 years that I've been on this platform.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean it can't happen in the future, but I do want to point out that as opposed to Sony, who just took away 500 movies on a fucking whim, I've been with Steam, and movies that I have, when they don't even support movies anymore, I still have them in my account right now, even though they no longer support that form of media.
Yeah, and that's how it should be.
Yeah.
No, for sure. But I think the most important thing you can do is what they say, vote with your wallet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If we continue on this and this is what we're getting, then that's what the consumer deserve, because they decided to pay $100 for GTA 6. They decided to buy PlayStation 6s. I still see people, they're buying, like, I'll be on Reddit like, oh, I just got my PS5. I'm so happy. I'm like, brother.
Have you not looked around? It's like the dog that's like, this is fine. Everything's on fire around him.
You're scaring the hose. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
And it's already a very expensive and accessible hobby as it is.
Yeah, this is becoming like hype beast levels of hobby.
The Xbox that I bought years ago, the Series S, that was supposed to be the cheaper option for the next generation of consoles, now costs the same as the main full powered version.
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
No.
So it's definitely something that everybody should think about going forward. Like, hey, what do I really want to do here? Because Sony's just going to continue to be shitty. Xbox is fucking being Xbox right now. You know, I know Nintendo doesn't have the best track record, but in my opinion, I feel like right now, in terms of the most consumer-friendly company, besides buying things on a computer, they're the best choice, which is crazy to say.
I do think currently Nintendo is the best choice for console, because you could still buy their shit secondhand. You get the actual. If you buy Switch games, they're all physical. If you buy Switch 2 games, at least they tell you if they're not on the cartridge, which is something you can't say about Microsoft or Sony.
Nope.
Yeah.
We literally had to have a site made to let people be more informed of what they're purchasing from Microsoft and Sony when it comes to what's on the disc and what isn't.
Yeah, I remember we spent like maybe 10 or 15 minutes on one episode because I was like, oh, I want to buy Indiana Jones physically. And you're like,
and I showed you that site. Let me show you how this works. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that game, Doom the Dark Ages.
Yep.
What's really strange is that it doesn't seem to have a rhyme or reason. Because, like, some games will have a digital release, like a key card game for, like, the Xbox, like Doom.
So I have a theory for both of those games.
But then, like it'll get a release. The same game will get released on Switch and be completely on the card.
Yeah, which is so wild. I cannot believe Indiana Jones is on a cartridge.
That's insane to me.
That's
insane to me.
What's the rhyme or reason to that?
Nobody knows.
It can't be because they do still have they have the ray tracing in the Switch version, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not the full ray tracing, but there is still some ray tracing. Yeah.
Then it can't be that, because that was going to be my original like scapegoat. Was it's got to be how much how big the size has to be based off of the ray tracing.
My brother in Christ, all of Cyberpunk 2077 and its DLC fits on a Switch 2 cartridge.
That's true.
It's never about space.
You're right. That's so true. Because you know what? That game's so fucking good on the Switch too.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't make any fucking sense. It plays better than the Steam version on the Steam Deck.
That's true.
And Indiana Jones honestly runs really smoothly too. Like, the companies that invest the time to actually like port their stuff over, like Capcom, like you could do incredible job if you put the effort into it.
Supposedly Microsoft just axed the entirety of
half of it. Yeah.
R.I.P. Id. They make the best fucking games that Microsoft has, and they're like, get rid of those guys.
And it's so strange because I did hear, there's supposed to be like a new Wolfenstein coming?
Machine Games is working on Wolfenstein. Apparently that studio has got like 2 thumbs up, and apparently they're going to do like a Wolfenstein TV show.
That's in the pipeline. The other thing I was going to say is, you mentioned doesn't that studio have a new Wolfenstein? My brother in Christ, they released DLC for what's it called? For Doom the Dark Ages, like an hour ago, literally, as we're recording this. Like,
hey guys, legitimately. Fired, but here's some new content from the people that aren't here anymore. Hopefully they weren't mean enough to remove them from the credits before they put it out.
Right? Oh my god, I wouldn't even put it past them at this point.
You know, it's just it's such a shit state that we're in.
The industry's just fucked.
I usually look forward to the next generation, but like this current generation has kind of killed my want for a next gen console.
Yeah.
And then the more that I hear about what's coming, I'm like, why do I even bother? Because like, I don't know. This generation, from my point of view, has been a flop. There's been no reason to own a PS5, barely a reason to own an Xbox. And then more so now with PS6 coming at some point, Project Helix, like, obviously we don't know much about either console. We do know that PlayStation's going to be
AI driven, all digital.
AI, you know, I don't want
like $1,500 at least. It's going
to cost more than a mortgage payment. I don't need, nor do I want that. Yeah, so I'm not buying it. I will sit my ass down and play my Switch. I will sit my ass down on my computer and play computer games because thankfully I got on the last chopper out of Nam and built my PC in time.
Same. I rebuilt mine just in time too.
And who knows? Maybe I have these appreciating assets of a PS5 and a Series S in my house. I can sell both of those, maybe get a better graphics card. Who's to say? It's weird.
Those prices are inflating. Yeah,
9070 XT recently was like $550, and that's a really good graphics card for right now.
I have a 47.
Yeah, you're fine with that. That's what I have. I have 4070
RTX
Ti.
4070, yeah.
You have 4070 Ti also?
Not a Ti. I have a 4070. Okay. It's a
dude. You're fine where you're at right now.
No, I'm cool. I'm cooling.
Yeah.
But
you and I are chill.
I was gonna say, you know what though? For all the shit that Nintendo gets about pricing for things, they do treat their employees really well. Like they just raise all their prices by like 10%. You never hear about crunch time for them, and a lot of times it's because they don't announce things until like it's done. Like they'll sit on games for months to years.
Yeah,
in some cases, like I don't feel as bad spending more when like it's going to you're not fucking over your employees, like making them slaves to get the shit out the door.
Yeah.
And I think that goes a long ways too. Like you could tell that the employees are happy there because they don't ever fucking leave once they get in that door.
So I recently there was a big sale on PlayStation, Nick, and it had every single one of the Time Splitters games for $2.49.
Oh wow!
I own all of those games physically.
I don't have them anymore, so I was like, I'm thinking about this, but then my brain went, Sony's a piece of shit right now. Don't give them money. So I didn't. So
what's such a fucking heartache for me right now is I really want to buy that 25th anniversary Xbox that's coming.
Oh, it looks so nice.
It's gonna be like $800 something.
No, it's not. It's gonna be like $1,200.
You're right.
I'm just gotta be realistic
it would
with
pair,
you.
It would pair nice with I have the original Xbox, the Halo edition.
It's so nice.
I'm like, oh man, I could have father and son, but nope. Fucking
one of my
Sam
coworkers
Altman
today told me that her basically husband still has a unopened PlayStation 30th anniversary edition. And I was like, hold on to that now.
Oh yeah,
let's wait till the discs are gone. That thing's gonna be worth a shit ton of money.
It sure is.
It's just it's absolute insanity. It's funny because I think today was the first day, or yesterday was the first day that Sony's made a post on social media since they dropped that bomb.
They waited for Microsoft to be like, so shit kind of sucks. Here's the shit that sucks, and then Sony was like, "You guys forgot about us, right? We're good now, right?"
They're like, "Man, guys, that shit's crazy. Have you seen our fight stick?"
Oh, speaking of that, because we got to talk about Marvel. How is that? What is the name of that game?
Tokon Fighting Souls.
Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. We have to talk about that game. And Sony also shooting themselves in the dick repeatedly. Banned in 32 countries. Yay! Thanks, Sony. Because it requires PlayStation Network on PC yet again.
Oh, nice.
And because of that, it's 132 countries can't play the game.
Very nice.
So, pretty much, Sony's sitting here like, why aren't we making more money? While also just making sure that they don't make more money.
Just with their archaic smash their dick.
Yeah, they keep accidentally slamming their dick in the corridor, and I think they're starting to like it at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna say accidentally.
Yeah, you're probably right. On purpose. So, yeah, it's crazy because it's like that just happened. Like they were showing off the fight stick, like you were talking about, and then people flocked to go buy it, and then like pretty much everyone overseas realized, oh, I can't buy this on PC. I'm forced to buy this on PlayStation. But if I were to buy this on PlayStation, they don't operate with PSN, so because of that, I still can't play this game online. So it would only be local, but I would have to go spend a ridiculous amount of money to even get a PlayStation, then also buy the game, then also buy new fighting sticks and things, because mine work for like PC or for like this, that, and the other, like not PlayStation brand specific. because there's a lot of fight sticks that don't work still on the PS5. So
yeah,
there's
which
that.
Is goofy.
Yeah, really stupid, really fucking stupid. So yeah, I mean, Sony has made so many. I'm not even calling them missteps at this point. They just made so many fucking stupid ass decisions in the last week.
Mm-hmm.
And then like looking at all the people that Microsoft's laying off is also just very disheartening for the entire industry. It's just like all this bad shit is happening, and then they're still like, you guys need to pay more money for games. And it's like, is any of that going to go to the people that you just fired? Is any of that going to be going to the people that you're going to fire in a few months? Somehow I fucking doubt it.
No,
yeah, probably not. No.
But again, like I said, capitalism sucks. These companies just want to make money, and they'll do it by any means necessary.
Yeah. Just wait till the layoffs after Grand Theft Auto. That's going to be probably massive too.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Because they're going to crunch those people until they're deceased, and then as soon as that game comes out, bye. They're going to knock that team back down into something more manageable. Yeah, that's pretty shitty too.
Yep.
And it always happens.
And that's just how the industry is. And at this point, let it burn. Just kill the entire industry.
At least I have things to look forward to on Nintendo's end. Maybe Super Metroid coming out
like
this year.
The death of the AAA industry. Nick.
I mean, I truthfully am rooting for the death of the AAA industry.
Honestly,
because it has ballooned to a level that is so unnecessary. And again, I will blame that on Sony, because they started with this shit at the end of the PS3 and the PS4.
$500,000 for a Spider-Man. $500 million, not thousand. Sorry, $500 million for a Spider-Man game.
When we had the previous generations, and you had these games coming out once in a while that were like Oscar bait type story-driven games, it was interesting because you had other things to break them up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why is it that the best thing that I played on my PS5 next to Returnal is Astrobot? But Astrobot also makes me sad because it's a funeral disguised as a celebration.
It really truly is.
My enjoyment of Astrobot playing it's a very fun game to play. But then as you go through the game more, and you're like, oh my god, I remember that franchise, and I remember that.
When was the last game that it had?
And you start eating all the member berries, and you're like, man, Ape Escape was so...
Shit. I mean, there is the rumors that the team of Soapy's working on...
But now we're getting Spyro.
We are getting a new Spyro, and that looked pretty good.
But you know what I mean? Like, there was so many... It was like, hey guys, here's our IP graveyard, yippee! And I'm like...
Bro, they had Legend of the Dragoon in there, alright? That's just...
You know what I mean?
That one hurt.
What the fuck are you talking about?
That one hurt.
What the fuck? Come on.
Yeah, that one hurt. Like, seeing that one, I was just like, come on, guys. This just isn't even fair.
My point is that you can remake Last of Us 10 times. You can keep making your Uncharted. You can keep making your Horizon games because somehow they sell. I don't know who the fuck is buying them, but somebody's buying Horizon enough for Sony to keep pumping them out.
Yeah.
But eventually there's a fatigue that is setting in, and I don't need these multi-million-dollar fucking extravaganza games.
But the thing
they
is,
won Game of the Year when they made Astrobot. Just let that sink in for a second. They made something different, and then they were like, give them Game of the Year.
Yeah. But Sony also doesn't... I think, also with that point, though, is, Sony also has been reluctant to revisit a lot of their old stuff, too. Like, we've not had a new Uncharted in a long time.
You're so right.
It's been a while, even since the last
I was thinking about that last.
And then you go even further back. Yeah, they did a single Ratchet and Clank game, but
it was really good.
Which was great.
Yeah, but like,
it was really good.
Where's like all these other you have?
I want Twisted Metal. Where is it?
I want Sly Cooper. I want Killzone.
Oh, Killzone would be so good.
I would love a new
Fall of Man.
I would love a new Parappa the Rapper.
Or
these teams, these super talented teams. As much as I would love revisiting old games, right? And like either making new ones or whatever. You had these teams that obviously were creative and knew how to make a game, right? Insomniac to me is one of those teams that everything they made was great.
Yep.
And like Spider-Man 1, pretty good. That was a really good game.
Yep.
Spider-Man 2, not as good. And now
Miles Morales was really good.
Miles Morales
I like that
great.
one too.
And now seeing Wolverine kind of fleshing out into a game, I'm like, actually, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you've now pigeon-toed yet again another.
Not only that, but Wolverine's not even open world, which they announced, and it's like, okay, so
we got a linear game?
It's a linear Wolverine game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That was the best way to show off at that state of play.
Yeah, and it's linear.
You know,
which I mean, granted, I'm open world fatigued right now,
for sure.
But like, I do feel like if you make 3 Spider-Man games that are open world, and then you're like, here's Wolverine, what people are going to think is, oh, this is going to be open world also, you know?
Do you guys understand? Do you understand how hard it is and how much I need to stretch to do the mental gymnastics of explaining to people why I'm not excited for the new God of War, but I'm not misogynistic?
Yes, because I have to also.
I'm like, hey guys, listen, I'm so down with Kratos' wife. So cool. God of War kind of sucks now. Ragnarok was not good.
Nope, that's kind of how I feel too. Ragnarok felt like if I was playing The Last of Us Part 2, but we replaced it with Kratos sometimes. Because that was a big feeling I had during Ragnarok.
I don't want remakes of the original trilogy. I make something new and make something good.
I have a theory
as a cube.
I have a theory why there are so many remakes, and it ties into the new EULA that just came out, and the one that came out last year. And my theory is they wanted to get people hooked on remakes and buying the remakes so that they will be more susceptible to buying them, because they're gonna take them away and force them to buy more remakes. Now they don't have to allow you to keep your remake that you bought for the PS5. So you gotta buy that PS6 version if you ever even want to play that game again. Because they just take away your license from it.
I feel like if the PS6 is going to be AI driven, they're just going to be like, hey, just put your game in and we'll just remake it on the fly. You got Neil Druckmann just jerking off somewhere with new textures daily. You got to spend here another $10, here another $10, here another $10. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just that's again why I kind of come back to just playing indie games or just playing stuff that Nintendo puts out, because like the most interesting games I've played this year are indies.
Yeah, the indie games are always absolutely awesome.
But like, I'm also just I just want something fun.
You want some recommendations for indie games? Because I got some
from you always. You know, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, I want the AAA industry to die. I want companies like Sony and Microsoft to pay for the sins that they've created by ballooning into such a unsustainable just monolith, and then being like, oh my god, guys, we ran out of money.
What are we gonna do?
You all now. Oh my, I'm so good luck. Good luck. Who could have seen this happening? Not us.
Yeah. No, that was bad. That was bad. And I didn't realize how bad that was going to be when we first talked about it, but it's bad. It's real bad.
Yeah.
So, no, I will welcome the death of the AAA. I'm sorry. Let me not keep Ubisoft out of this. The
quadruple A industry. And AAA, obviously. Both
and get rid of I don't smoke cigarettes, but I will light one up off of the fire of the ashes of that. Because I'm over it.
Yeah, it's another thing too. Like, you know, and Ubisoft is definitely guilty of this. Like, you have to realize when your franchise is worth making into like a AAA game and not. Like, you don't see Nintendo out here trying to be like, oh, I'm gonna make a AAA Rhythm Heaven game and sell it for $80. That would be insane. But yeah, I mean, not everything needs to be AAA. Like, there's a reason why there's more than one price for games. Like, use that whole range. You know, and same thing with quality. Like, you can have AAA games and you could have B games or C games. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, not everything needs to be like the maximum like graphics and the maximum everything available.
No.
I do feel like hell may have frozen over because you guys did just mention Ubisoft and AAA and the pricing and everything. Do you guys know how much Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced is?
No.
80? Is it 80?
It's only 60.
Good
That's why
them.
I feel like hell is frozen over.
Good
it comes out in 2
them.
days and it's listed as $60. I'm looking at it right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it and I don't see any deluxe edition like, oh, you get to play the game 72 hours early bullshit either. That's really surprising as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, maybe Ubisoft was like, holy shit, man, I think if we fuck up anymore, we are actually going to die.
I wake up every day and I'm like, what is it now?
That's kind of how it is being a fan of video games right now. What new fuckery do we have to deal with right now?
Dude, the amount of times I wake up in the morning, I'm like, all right, what could have happened in the 8 hours that I've been sleeping? And apparently everything happens.
Meanwhile, I'm awake and I see it happen in real time, and I'm just like,
no, I know.
What are you guys doing?
I wake up.
You got my 5 a.m. message where I was like, yo, Sony just fucking did a dumb real quick. Let me pour beer.
Brandon has 3 cigarettes in his mouth, another 3 on his left hand. He's got a pointer with his right hand. Check this shit the fuck out. I've been connecting the dots all night, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It's crazy out there, man. And I mean, I know we've already talked about, me and Mike did, how most the accounts that are like supporting this shit are just bots. They're not real people. They're not real people. But at the same time, it's like that stuff does influence people. And there are some people that are already being like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I don't buy physical media. And it's like, you don't get it. You just don't get it. You don't understand how bad this is. Even if you don't buy physical media and you're not the target demographic, you do not understand how much this is fucking over the entire industry.
And then
that you supposedly like.
Those will be the same people in like 2 to 4 years who are like, I didn't know this was going to happen. And I'm like, yeah. Meanwhile, we're screaming about it.
Yeah, quite literally. Like, I told someone I had an actual interesting and nice conversation with someone, which does not happen very often when it comes to random people on the internet, where I eventually just said, it's ridiculous that we're having to pay, or that people are being forced to pay $100 for GTA 6 to get the full game, and then on top of that, you have to pay for the online separately. And they're like, what are you talking about? It'll just be like what they did with GTA 5, where they announced a month later that they were going to be doing GTA 5 online. I said, I want you to look on the store page of GTA 6 right now and look at the FAQ that they have, where it literally says, will GTA 6 have online multiplayer? And their response is, GTA 6 is a purely single-player experience. They are clearly going to sell GTA 6 online as a separate game. And the person was like, I don't think that's going to happen. That would be ridiculous. I was like, meet me back in 6 months. Bookmark this post, and I'll tell you I told you so. And they're like, all right, see you in 6 months.
Get fucking ready. Yeah, no, it's a trip.
It's gonna happen. If they don't do that, they're gonna do.
GTA Online made 2K so much money.
There's a GTA Plus subscription that you may or may not know about. It's like their subscription that monthly gives you some money in GTA 5 and some cosmetics and stuff like that and whatnot, and also access to a few of their games in the catalog. They're 100% going to make that GTA Plus subscription. If they don't do a separate purchase for GTA Online, you have to be subscribed to GTA Plus to play GTA Online too. That's exactly what's going to happen. And that's my theory. It's not that they want you to buy another game, it's that they want you to give them money every month to play this other game. That's what I think is going to happen. So they'll keep people more hooked that way and keep getting more and more money from them. It'd be like a fucking MMO at that point.
At this rate, I think I'm good off of buying anything next generation unless something, unless Sony gets visited by
the 3 ghosts.
The 3 ghosts. Ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future.
Then I'll be good. I'll be good, big dog. I'm not.
They go to Christmas Future, and it's just their entire studios have just become AI data centers instead. Oh no.
Yeah, no. No, thank you. I'm okay.
Anyways.
I think that's it for me. And for dumb shit that the industry has done lately. I think we've run out of dumb shit to talk about. And if we talk about any more, we'll just be talking in circles. At least we have 10 minutes right now without dumb shit happening. So we're safe right now.
I think we're safe.
I swear to God, once this episode ends, some bullshit's gonna happen. I know it, you know it. Every single one of us knows it's coming.
I mean, not
update. We made Kirby Square. Damn it.
I mean, not bullshit, but Nintendo did just announce some new stuff for NSO, some Game Boy games.
I mean, other than Wario Land 3, that doesn't look that good. I might call that bullshit.
You know what's funny though? On my way home today, because Nintendo did just put out some, because they've been slowly releasing the tracks from Free Roam and Mario Kart for Nintendo Online. And so they did another batch this week, and one of the ones was Wario Land. And I heard it today, and I thought to myself, I'm like, when is this thing going to come out in NSO? And literally a couple hours later, that's the answer. So,
yep.
Yeah. Anyways, though, you guys ready to wrap up?
I think so.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Wow. Thank you, everyone, for listening to us tonight. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google, Amazon, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Game-crunch.com has all of our old episodes. And if you want to reach out to us, gamecrunchcast@gmail.com. Brandon.
Yes.
Any final thoughts?
Nah, I ain't got nothing.
All right. Nick?
No, I'm all good.
Okay. Well, then. That said, my name is Mike Anastasia. Find me online and Clash Bang with Air or on your favorite gaming console. And until next week, game on.
Game on.
Game on.
I held the art. I like the way, I like the start. One little shelf turned into home. Now they want frames, but leave me alone. If new games drop and discs are gone, what do I own? What have I won? Try to sell me a download dream, but my hands know what the box means. I want the choice, I want the tray, I want my game to stay that way. Game on, keep it in my hands. Game on, don't you cut the plan. Game on, let the dick spin free. Game on, that's how it should be. Game on, for the player, not the line. Game on, let me buy what is mine. My kid walks in, my brother too. One shared copy gets a whole house through. No borrowed lock, no vendor gate, no empty case that came too late. And when the store starts charging more, who takes the hit? The fans at the door try to sell me a stream of smoke, but I know what breaks and chokes. I want a box, I want a proof, I want the game right under my roof. Game on, keep it in my hands. Game on, don't you cut the plan. Game on,
We got suggestions now, real quick. Play in case you haven't listened to recent episodes of the podcast. Play Dead as Disco. That is a really, really good game. It is a game where you can actually insert your music into it and then fight a bunch of enemies like Batman style to the beat of any song that you put in. Super fucking cool.
Oh yeah. I remember that game now.
And then also they have like a Mega Man style where you have to fight in different characters on like a Mega Man screen. And then you go to their world, you fight some of their enemies, and then you go to until you get to the boss room and you fight a big boss, and all of it's done to like these tracks that are in the game itself already. It's in early access right now, but there's enough content here in early access that it's worth I think it's $20, the $20 price tag. Yeah, it's $20 right now on sale, and it's 100% worth it for that. So, yeah. And the modding scene's also fucking cool because there's like an entire place that, like website that does step charts essentially for the game or their version of step charts, and the community is fucking sick with it.
Hell yeah! Let me see here.
They also have like a skin switcher, so you can like play as David Martinez.
Charlie Disco's a great.
Yeah, Charlie Disco's his name.
It reminds me of like when I like say like John Halo.
John Halo, yeah,
John
exactly.
Halo.
That's kind of how I feel. John Bloodborne, that sort of thing. John Dark Souls, that's my favorite. But no, yeah, this game slaps.
No, I'll have to check it out.
There's a few others. Raccoon, also.
Oh yeah,
very
that
good.
Came out. Yeah, I also just bought Mecha Chameleon.
I have not played that yet. Also, I learned that from my friend who knows Japanese and whose wife is Japanese, that's Mecha Chameleon because it means super.
Well, now I know.
It's a slang for super.
Did not know that.
I didn't either until he was like, "No, it's this," and we were like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. I'm gonna listen to the man who knows Japanese and whose wife is Chinese. I'm gonna listen to them when it comes to.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I got other picks. I'll show you later as I comb through them. Normal golf game, which I don't know if you've listened to any recent podcast episodes. Normal golf game is fucking awesome. It's like the Stanley Parable as a golf game mixed with QWOP, and it's fucking awesome.
Interesting. That's an interesting mixture you've put in front of me.
Yeah. I linked you to that one as well. Like, you literally have to, like, you have, like, 4 different screens that you have to look at just to take a shot.
Good God. That was good.
It's like playing Flight Sim, but just to take a swing at the golf ball.
Oh my goodness.
And it's, surprisingly, made by the person that originally made Fruit Ninja.
Insane. Good for him to keep going, though.
Apparently, he also made Jetpack Joyride. So this man has a lot of money. He just wanted to make this because it's really fucking stupid and funny. He's like, I like this game.
All right, guys.
Yep, I think that's it for all of us.
Yeah,
right? We all talked out. We're all tired.
I'm all tired out.
I gotta see you in not next week, but the week after next.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right,
boys. Thank you.
Yeah. Be safe.
Yeah,
thanks guys.
Have a good night.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Yeah.